Hello everybody, it is Nico Iona and I am back with your collective energy tarot reading, your pick a card. Today it's pick a god tarot reading, and as always, if you want to jump right into it and one of these drawings jumps right out at you, I do timestamp each one. Here we've got Anubis, this one's Venus / Aphrodite, and then we've got Sheshnag. So I'm going to timestamp each of those both in the description box, and I will post those timestamps. They'll be clickable in the comment section on YouTube there too, if you want to get right into it. But before you do that, if you're going to do that, please do not leave this channel without subscribing, liking it, giving me a little thumbs up, give me a little love. It sure does help me out so much. So here we go. I'm going to go a little bit into how these came to be, because this is super fascinating, especially with how I decided to draw this little guy, this third guy down here in the corner. So I always, not always, sometimes I just do the straight up pick a card reading, but I try to do original drawings every time because I feel like the readings come out really well when I do them that way. So I started these two puppies back during lockdown, during quarantine. This was months ago. And got a little bit, with all my side hustles and everything, pretty busy. So they sat for a while, and then I finished coloring her this morning. And, I put a lot of thought into each time when, the subject of things, and I pay attention to my synchronicities, my signs and all that on what to draw. So I can't really tell you what was going on when I decided to draw Anubis, except for, death is a big theme for me. So he's the greeter of the dead, this Egyptian dog of the dead, if you will, greets the dead. I don't know if he's really much into judgment. I gotta kind of study up on that, but he's always fascinated me, always been one of my favorite Egyptian gods. I always love those animal head gods. So, kind of took my take on that one. He's sort of bright, all sharpied out in my normal Gypsy Juice style. So that's Anubis here. All right, he might appeal to you. And remember, if you haven't played before, just pick which one your eye is really drawn to, which one you're most attracted to. You're always welcome to pick more than one, or maybe you want to take it a step further with your intuition and say, this is like my career reading, here's love and here's finances. Go with it how you will, or if you just want to, this is for me, or maybe you can assign it for another person, be kind of a cross watcher. It can work in all kinds of ways because of the magical cards, magical universe, what have you. So anyway, that's our first one, Anubis. And then we've got, this was my take on that very famous painting. I think it's called Aphrodite or Venus. I'm sure you've seen it before. That went through my filter there. Of course, it's got some neon pink Sharpie. She's looking really regal there. I was really proud of this one because I don't draw people very often. I'm real big on drawing animals, but that was a good exercise for me there. So there she is, and I think the Greek version of her is Aphrodite, if I'm not mistaken. And then if you're looking at the Roman version, it's Venus. And I'm pretty sure she's basically the same goddess. So if she appeals to you, that's your reading. And then, I can't wait to share this one with you. This is awesome. This is juicy. So this is Sheshnag, I think I'm saying it right. It's a 5-headed serpent that Lord Vishnu rode upon. And I just drew this up this morning really quick. I knew I needed a third one. I had no idea what I was going to draw. And I've got to tell you, so last night, I'm staying in this beautiful unit. I have a lot of history with this building. I'm in my hometown right now. I used to run around the halls as a kid. This building it's got a lot of spiritual stuff going on. I've had every night when I'm falling to sleep, almost every single time, I feel presences, seeing stuff out of my peripheral vision. It's a magical building. So I didn't know what to do. I'm kind of asking. I wasn't really focusing on it. I didn't even know, I was going to do the video yesterday, but I just didn't really have the energy. I was just like, this is a day of rest. So I've got to share this with you. Had no idea what I was going to do yesterday. So here we go. Bear with me here. I got to show you something. So this, my 8-year-old daughter, I'm going to give you a good look here. Look at this. So she's been on a vacation with my mom for the last couple of weeks. My mom took her on a trip. And while she's gone, I find this treasure on Facebook Marketplace. It's like a million Barbies, right? And the dream house and the RV. That's not even all of it. It took me forever to like clean it all up and set it up. But total gold mine, right? So I set it up. I'm during my day of rest, I'm setting these up yesterday. And I'm just going to take you with me because it's just a little easier. So this Barbie, I don't know how well you can see it. Well, she's obviously been moved a couple of times, but she's like leaning on her hand here, right? I set her up right here. Middle of the night, I kid you not. I didn't know what time it was. It made me jump out of bed. There was this huge crash. I have no idea how this doll got on the floor because she was leaning like this. And as you can see here, this roof is kind of like jagged. I mean, how'd she go? Anyway, so there's like this Cinderella dresser down here too. And she crashes to the floor. It was so much louder than that. It was so much louder than that. Takes the Cinderella dresser out, all right? And I wake up, I mean, it scared me so bad. I'm not kidding, I jumped right out of bed. And I didn't bother with it in the middle of the night. I was just going, okay, whatever, I'm just noted, okay? And then I get up this morning and I go to pick her up and look at what it says on her jacket. How cute is that? Spirit came to say hello. And she's all dressed in blue and green. So I was like, man. And she knocked this thing over too, which was like this shower bath thingy with a clamshell. Okay. So I'm going to hook it all together here. I promise you this is going somewhere. So Spirit, maybe Spirit. I don't know, a gust of wind. How'd that doll get on the floor? I'm looking at it this morning and I'm like, okay, I know I can put something together here with my third drawing, right? So I look up the blue-green god, and I'm pretty sure that's Vishnu, the god of omnipresent god of consciousness. And believe it or not, his steed here is Sheshnag, that snake. So he looks like a throne that he sits on, or a boat sometimes. And he's coiled up, and then the head is kind of coming over him, like the back of the chair. And so that clamshell looked just like it. And it just jumped right out at me. So it was like, that's perfect. There it is. Sheshnag. So there you go. It was all the dreams as you're drifting out at sea start stacking up, right? So there's the background on all of these. It was kind of a longer introduction than normal, but I was just really excited to share that. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into the reading here. And before I do, though, I'm just going to remind you one more time. I hate begging for these, but I always forget to do it. Please give that video a like. Please don't leave my channel without subscribing. I really appreciate it. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go right into the reading for Anubis, the dog of the dead. So if this was your reading, listen up. I got something to say to you. All right, so let's see what's going on in your energy field today. I'm going to start out with this Hermetic deck. Supercharged deck. First one on the board. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's the first one that, a recently passed soul may encounter on their journey of their awakening, next level of consciousness, however you want to put it. There we go. Holy moly. Okay. Blasted Tower, first one out of the gate. Okay, changing consciousness. We've got, I was actually just reading an Instagram post on this morning. There's another synchronicity for my Anubises. Just had a whole review on this card, actually. So this is about, your belief system coming to a halt. So think about it a little more deeply than that, though. There might be something that you have been blindly accepting as something written in stone, some kind of set of rules that you've accepted maybe for your whole life. And you might find yourself seeing that maybe those rules don't apply anymore. It's like, there's that Phoenix song too. I always reference this song. It's like, well, the rules changed and I didn't know. And it's just like, every level of consciousness has a different set of rules. So typically, I think, this one has one figure falling to the ground, crashing to the ground. It's like your castles made of sand have dissolved, in some sense or another. Don't get too nervous here. I'm not saying you're gonna die literally or or any of that. It's more of just a total change of a belief system about something, some kind of long-held belief system. And let's look a little further into that and see maybe if I can hit on a couple of things that might be going on. Okay, the King of Wands. All right. So that's that go-getter. That's a Leo card too. And we're in like the sun or the moon in Leo right now. I try to keep up on that stuff, but there's something big going on with the sign of Leo right now too. So King of Wands, fiery creative energy, moving forward with something, and also with the King of Wands, it's, the shadowy behavior behind this king. So this could be somebody in your life. This could be you, again, with the not seeing this new belief system. Oh, holy cow. And the devil just popped out. Okay, so let me back up here. So the King of Wands can also, his shadow side, as I was saying, can be ignorant to things that are things that are coming at him, but he's so set in his ways because he's so confident in himself. Like, think of that, like, Leo archetype. It's just like, I know how things go. I have this set of rules. I know I'm confident in myself. It's almost like an overconfidence sometimes. So I'm seeing this as like somebody in your life, or you, the Anubis people, are going to have like a wake-up call about something. Or, you might be on the other side of this, but it looks like there's something that was holding you in bondage, okay? These really go together very well with the devil. So this is, can sometimes represent addictions or bondage to something. But what I'm reading here with a combination of these is some kind of opportunity to release yourself from being set in a way of thinking. And I mean, really dive deep on this one, because it's just like, oh, that's the way it's always been, and I have to pick red or blue, black or white, whatever. It's just like, actually, I think there's like a whole new set of rules that might be bombarding their way into your life, as far as like, you have to start thinking in a completely different way. And I can tell you personally, I've been going through a lot of that lately. A lot of downloading, awakening stuff, activity happening for me. So let's try to hone in a little bit here. A friend of mine the other day called these the Sesame Street cards. I loved that. Let me get out my Sesame Street cards, these spirit animal cards, and let's expand on this for our Blasted Tower Devil King of Wand Anubis people. The rules have changed and you didn't know. You might be overlooking something. I don't think you're going to be able to overlook it much longer, though, because those tower moments are just like, they cannot be ignored. So it's kind of interesting. Sesame Street doesn't want to talk to me. Come on out. So yeah, what else about the Blasted Tower? What am I forgetting to say about that? My Anubis people with the King of Wands. Might have thought you've mastered something. Something you've done so many times before, and you're just almost on autopilot going through it, and there might be just a much better way to go about however you've been doing it. There we go. I'm gonna pull two there. There we go. They popped out. We got the wolf and the crow. All right. Wow. Okay. So the crow kind of came out upside down at first, and don't forget we have the devil here. So that could be some kind of like criminal activity that either you are involved in, or somebody that's close to you that you want to protect is involved in. And I'm not talking about like petty little stuff. I'm talking about, just stuff that is absolutely wrong, and you might need to be able to remove yourself from that. And you might feel like you don't have a choice. I know this is getting pretty specific here, but the wolf is saying to blaze your own trail here and go with yourself. You have to go with your own moral compass on this. It's just like the crow represents law too. So it's sort of like, I'm not saying, oh, are you breaking the law? You must be breaking the law. But there's something that's in your energy field that doesn't agree with your moral code. Does that make sense? So there's something around you that's just, it's showing you it's just morally wrong for your own standards, whether that's someone else or just a behavior that you've picked up along the way. And it's just, I'm seeing here that it's like to zoom out and get a new perspective on that and really quiet yourself down and ask yourself, what's bothering me? So let's see. Just going to draw one out of here. Crow, wolf, be your own teacher. Got to trust yourself. Okay, yeah, justice. All right. In this particular deck, she's punishment. This is the shaman deck. So, yeah, wow. Okay, so if you're not going to change this behavior or get away from the behavior that your moral code is against, you're going to come up with a pretty rude awakening here. Come to terms with justice, some kind of punishment. That could be a mandatory rest period for your body. It could be fines. It could be, criminal sentencing. You name it. This is a collective energy reading. I don't know. So whatever is wrong right now, you got to discontinue that behavior immediately. Basically, is what this is saying. So interesting path this Anubis one took down. And this doesn't necessarily have to be you. This could just be somebody you're associated with too. But what is you, for sure, is the fact that you have to listen to your own, follow the beat of your own drum here. Be your own teacher about this and trust yourself that if something feels wrong and it's not right, then it's definitely not right. So, let's see here. Whoops, this is going to be a long video. I'm in the mood, though. I'm in a mood. Let's just draw one more card, Anubis people. I got this Ascended Masters deck out. This is one of my favorite ones to end the reading with. So let's see. There we go. Artistic expression. How interesting. Paul the Venetian. I think I just read up on him kind of recently, and I cannot for the life of me remember what it said, but he was a very interesting character. So artistic expression, interesting. So this might have something to do with some kind of artistic project. Maybe you're a musician. I don't know. Somebody's acting out of sorts. Maybe it's you acting out of sorts. So it's just, or maybe the way to change the rules and step outside of yourself and see this different pattern of thinking, like see this, this belief structure for what it is. I see what it's trying to say. You need to look toward art, whatever speaks to you the most, whether it's music, whether it's looking at paintings, sometimes comic books. Those can be really great Genesis lessons. I've definitely, like any of the Neil Gaiman stuff, oh my gosh, anything, like Watchmen, what awesome, what an awesome template to go off of to help you get a grip on any stage of awakening, really. The stages of awakening never really stop, but art is a wonderful guide. So whatever belief system is getting broken down for you right now, it could be a pretty shallow 3D one, or it could be a major one. We are in a time of great awakening right now, so I'm feeling for a lot of you this might be kind of a big deal. But look to art. Look to art, graphic novels, any kind of art that really inspires you, especially like paintings. And then, if it's really catching your eye, those synchronicities will start to pop out and show themselves to you. And who knows, maybe get in touch with your guides a little bit. And that's your kind of way out of this. Art is going to be your savior, Anubis people. So I hope that rung a bell there was something. And so I'm going to move on now to Miss Venus / Aphrodite. We're going to go on into her reading. Ooh, and I'm going to use the Art Nouveau deck for her. Venus Aphrodite, apparently the same woman. Depending on if you're looking at it from a Greek or a Roman perspective. So let's see here. Woo! All right, Moon in reverse. Okay. Secrets. Oh, jeez. Holy moly. Okay, that peeked out. Lovers, or I'm sorry, Two of Cups in reverse. Trouble in Paradise. So that's like romantic partners. Sometimes that could mean a breakup. Moon in reverse is like there's secrets that you don't understand or you don't know about. So somebody in your energy field or you, there could be like a rift or a breakup or a separation period. That one just kind of peeked its head out there. So I'm just going to make mention of it, and I'm not going to harp on it unless it keeps on coming out in the reading. Oh my God. The blasted tower again. Okay, so I'm going to continue here. That's interesting. And I mentioned in the last reading too, I opened Instagram for maybe only like 3 minutes this morning, and the only post that I read was about the blasted tower. Interesting. And it came out first card for the Anubis reading. So bear with me, Venus, Aphrodite people. How you differ though, Anubis got the King of Wands following that, and you had the Moon pop out first. And then you had the Two of Cups too. So the blasted tower is about a belief system that's out of date that needs to be rewritten. And this is just from the Art Nouveau deck this time. See, they have the two figures falling out. And this is card number 16. The level up in consciousness, a card of spiritual awakening, outdated belief systems being brought up to date, sometimes in a very abrupt and not gentle way. There's been something so the Moon is all about what's hidden beneath the surface. And it came out in the inverse. So how I'm reading that right now is like that time of something being hidden beneath the surface as far as a belief system that you have set in place is going to be coming to light pretty soon. And that could be about a romantic relationship with the Two of Cups that peeked its head out. But let's see what else it has to say. This is another repeat card, Justice again. So something about what's fair and what's not fair in the way you think about something, in the way your belief system is structured to solve problems, probably. So it could be, sometimes that means, this isn't for all of you, but sometimes the Justice card coming out can be you're taking part in a legal situation right now. It did come out upright, but it looks like all the facts have not been revealed yet, so you might be surprised. So if you're not part of some kind of court case or some kind of legal issue, it doesn't really matter. There's some kind of situation that it's not clear what's fair yet, if something was fair or not, and that's going to come to light now. Venus, Aphrodite people. And interesting, because she's the goddess of love, and the Two of Cups peeked out. So for a lot of you, this is something that looks sketchy in a relationship, in a romantic partner, might be coming to the surface and I don't know if it's cheating. My mind wants to go right there, but that's not necessarily true. So yeah, you've been really worried about it with this Nine of Swords, with this 3 a.m. card. So you already know what I'm talking about, some kind of situation that's not fair. All the facts aren't out yet, but you have a belief system in place about it that's going to be changed. And it's been happening very slowly with the Knight of Pentacles here with this Virgo energy. And let's see what else. It's been a slow burn process, because it's just like all the facts haven't come out in this situation that you don't know if it's fair or not. Let's see what else it has to say. Having to do with what? I mean, I know this is a general reading, but I'm sure I can get a little more specific. Let's put those over there. All right. Okay, possessiveness I'm seeing. So there's been some kind of possessiveness, some kind of clamping, clinging on, an overthinking. Again, look at 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords, overthinking, lots of worry and strife. The Queen of Wands in reverse. So somebody's been very unadaptable and unforgiving about something, but all the facts haven't been brought forward. So I don't know here. Let me see with the spirit animal card, Venus people. This is really kind of fascinating. Okay. Disloyalty. The dog in reverse. So okay. Yeah, something hasn't been fair. Somebody's been disloyal to you, or you have been disloyal to someone. But that's not going to stay hidden, okay? It's going to get illuminated. That was the only card that came out in reverse, but it's that's showing me that it's about to be brought to light. So be prepared for that. If you're of the mindset right now that you thought you got away with something, you might have for a while, but it's somebody in your life that thinks they're getting away with something, but it's going to come to light for you. It's going to be revealed because it's been a slow burning process. A lot of energy, a lot of strife has gone into this, okay? And there's just been a clinging to hiding it. Wow. Yeesh, interesting. So there's been some kind of disloyalty in one form or the other. And it doesn't necessarily have to be with a romantic partner, but the way that peaked out and flew out with that Two of Cups, for most of you, it's and it could be somebody in your circle too, that, whatever you're thinking about right now is probably what's going on. Let me see, that one wanted to come out. Frog, yeah, okay, so you've been sitting in it too long. You've failed to cleanse your energy, and that's why the it hasn't come to light yet. Because it's like that whole saying, a watched pot never boils. It's not going to until you get out, physically remove yourself from the situation, however you need to do that. Go take a hike, go on a day trip, mix yourself with different energy. This frog, and it came out in the inverse position, it's telling me that you haven't been able to do that. You haven't been able to rip yourself away from obsessing about whatever the situation is. But there's definitely been some sort of disloyalty. I don't know if that's physical, emotional, or what have you, but something's going to come to light, and the only way it's going to come to light, though, is if you remove yourself from the situation, and I'm talking about physically here. Remove yourself from the energy. The best hack with that right off the bat is to take a bath or a shower, because water is really, really awesome for cleansing. But after you do that, get yourself out of your space. Even if you're chilling by yourself, you got to go somewhere. You gotta. It'll make you feel so much better. And once you drop it, like Einstein says, I can obsess about a problem for 3 weeks straight and not get an answer. But as soon as I leave it and I let it go, I leave it alone, the answer comes to me, and it might come to you in dreams too. And I didn't get the dream card out of this, but I'm just saying that because of collective energy reasons and how many lucid dreams I've been having lately. So let me wrap up your reading, my Venus Aphrodite people, with one of these Ascended Master cards. Positive change, flow of prosperity. They didn't quite completely come out. So first of all, I'm just going to tell you, when you're working on cleansing your energy here, you're going to want to, focus maybe not so much on your emotional state in your relationships, but more of like, what can I do to make myself stable? And it looks like your work life is probably going pretty well right now, because that Four of Pentacles also has a double meaning of like, I've mastered the physical 3D realm. I'm solid in my financial affairs. So, hang on to that. That's going good for you. You got that nailed. You got that dialed in. Let me see. What else? And work your magic from Saint Germain. He looks almost exactly like Paul the Venetian from the last reading. But it's like this work your magic. Yeah, exactly. You know what you're good at. You know what you can walk in confidence with. We all have our talents. We all have our areas where it's just like, I know that area. I can work my magic in that. It's just like, for me, all through school it'd be like doodling stuff or just drawing little weird animals and stuff like that. It's just like whatever you're really good at and what brings your heart joy, work your magic. That's how you're going to be able to cleanse your energy. And that's how these answers are going to come through to you and get illuminated by the moon, because there's some kind of belief system that you've really been hanging on to about, I think it's a relationship here. Or you might even be on the outskirts of it, but it's like you have a belief about your relationship or somebody else's that is, you don't have all the facts. And if this is ringing a bell, if this is striking a chord here, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because you have been angsting about it. Oh my God. But go work your magic. And I know it's the hardest. I know it's such an easy thing to say, but just get out of your head and go physically do something. And that's why, some kind of physical activity usually is a real good way, because justice will be served. came in the upright position. Whatever this is, I'm seeing this as more of like an emotional balance that's owed to you, like a boomerang coming back. It might be difficult at first, but the only way you're going to get that to change direction is you gotta flip that frog upright, cleanse your energy, clean up, get out, switch it up. Okay, that concludes the Venus Aphrodite reading, and now I'm going to go right into the, gosh, did I forget his name already? Sheshnag? The steed of Vishnu. And like I said, he kind of coils up. It's really cool. I should probably pop a picture up on the screen of that. Sometimes I see Ganesha pictured with him too. I talk about this like I've been looking at it for years. This is the first time I looked it up, is this morning from my little, if you watch the intro, my synchronistic experience this morning. So when I looked him up, it's either Lord Vishnu or Ganesha, both Hindu gods that sit on him like a throne or a steed, and sometimes he turns into a boat. Really neat. I was really fascinated by this one. I kind of want to slap that on for a tattoo. Wondering where I got some space, But anyway, let's get into that. Sheshnag. Okay, so we've got Sheshnag. I'm gonna pull out this shaman deck real quick. Ace of Swords or bows in that deck just peeked its head out in the reverse. Okay, what does that mean? Somehow the truth is not being seen, but I'm not gonna get off on a tangent on that one until we get into the reading. Okay, Sheshnag, what we got on the board for you? What is in the Sheshnag? If you picked that one, what's in our energy field at the moment? Woo, chaos. The Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Chaos. The Wheel of Fortune. Good theme for 2020. Came out in the inverse. So it means like the Wheel of Fortune has not been in your favor lately, or doesn't feel like it's been in your favor lately. But the positive thing about that is the Wheel of Fortune is round, and it always has to keep moving. So if you're at the bottom of it, just remember it's going to change. And if you're at the top of it, remember that's going to change too. So enjoy the view, because you're going to go back down again in some form or the other. So let's see what else it has to say. I can't even believe this. Holy cow. I can't make this stuff up. This is the Blasted Tower again. This is the Tree of Cosmos in this deck, number 16. So 3 for 3, we've got this card popping out. I can't even, that's just it's kind of eerie. And I'm gonna repeat myself one more time with this. I said this in the last reading. I said it in the first one. I opened Instagram for maybe 3 minutes, read one post, and it was about the Blasted Tower. So I just got refreshed on this, and it popped out in all 3 readings, either as the first or second card that I drew. So I can tell everybody across the board is going through a shift in consciousness right now. There's the rules are being rewritten. Your belief system about something, now it could be something small, it could be something big. For a lot of us, it's something big, since this is a period of great awakening right now. So bear with me here. It's all about a belief system that you had that was set in place, that you've been relying on your whole life. And now the rules are changing. Like it doesn't apply anymore. We are multidimensional beings. You do shift consciousness. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, and you're watching this video, you're probably soon to know what I'm talking about, because this tower just came out for the 3rd time. So this Tree of the Cosmos, card number 16. You may even want to look it up at this point. Blasted Tower card. Card of Spiritual Awakening. We got the Wheel of Fortune here. So for the Sheshnag people, this could be this is the card of chaos too. So you've either already been through it, or you're going through it right now, and it was a sudden thing, okay? Because this is like the Wheel of Fortune is like bam in your face, and the Tower moment is bam in your face. So something happened that was a major event. Or is happening that's a major event that you're living through right now. I mean, I guess we're all living through a major event right now, so I could be pretty vague about that. But I'm getting here for a lot of people, and this could come in the form of anything. A lot of the time, trauma, unfortunately, is the gateway to tower moments, aka awakenings. So it's something sudden happened. And if you're sitting here watching this right now, it's just like it probably already happened and you're maybe in the aftermath of it or you're going through it. So that's kind of the good news, but it's just kind of like keep your, let it fall around you. You know, that's the best advice I can give. It's just like a warrior lets everything fall around them. They don't jump on things. And I mean, because I made this mistake. It's just like once your consciousness shifts, you can have a tendency to get really nervous and really anxious for a while, get really ungrounded and unstable for a long time. So what happened to that? We had a flyer. Here we go. Okay, King of Swords this time. So logical brain thinking. Okay, like I said, try not to figure everything out. Like if there's a set of beliefs that have come crumbling down for you recently, try not to figure it all out with your logical mind. You can't. Okay, it's just you cannot figure it out all with your left brain. You gotta kind of let it be. But it looks like you have a very strong intellect, so you've relied on that a lot. So that might have something to do with this belief system. Like I've always been able to rely on my logic and my intellect and my left brain thinking to deduce things and understand them, and they all fall into place. Like that's a very gender specific one, like a male way of thinking. There's a lot of females that think this way too. We've all been trained to think like a man, act like a man in the workplace, all that other stuff. So that can really apply to anybody. You don't have to be, this is not gender specific. But the King of Swords is like it's chaotic for you because you can't figure out this new belief system, this tower moment with your left brain. You've got to feel through it. Okay, so let's see if I can expand on this a little more. Okay, Hermit, the Seeker of Souls, card number 9. Yeah, like I said, you can't logically think your way through it and go and figure it out like an algebra problem on a piece of paper. You've got to go and retreat into yourself and use your own feelings, your gut feeling, your intuition as the main authority. You've got to ask yourself. And this is something that I thought I'd already been through. I can definitely relate to this reading pretty heavily here. It's just like you think that you've put in the solitude time, and sometimes, and I'm not saying you have to go away into a cave and not talk to anybody, but I think it's just giving you the message as I've got to chill out, I've got to sit down, and when I'm allowed to be alone with myself, I've got to make the best use of that time, because that's when your consciousness truly evolves. That's when you're going to make progress and your soul's going to become richer and more full. It's just, and you're going to understand that tower moment more and be able to process that Wheel of Fortune that you got in a reverse there, whatever that event was. And it might even be an old event. Here we go, 33, the Dolphin. Looks like with the number 33, I'm just going to go right off the cuff here and tell you, you probably aren't getting away with much right now. When consciousness shifts, it's like anything that's against your own moral code here, when you go through a tower moment, it's going to come back to you tenfold if you're acting in any kind of undesirable way. That's what that 33 represents. But the Dolphin is like, try to let loose and be playful about it. Don't shut out positive vibes. Don't be toxically positive. That's just rude to other people if you're around them, and rude to yourself really if you're just burying your shadow there. But the Dolphin energy is very important for you right now to be playful about it. So it's like whenever you can hook on to that spirit of playfulness, oh man, go with it. That's like gold. So Sheshnag, okay. What else? Snail, okay. Yep, so that's coming around to old lessons, old scenarios, the patterns, and the journey isn't a straight line, right? It's a spiral. So when you come back around to an old lesson that you thought you already learned, don't get impatient with it. Try to be playful about it. It has a deeper meaning in there. That's why it's presenting itself to you again. Nothing presents itself to you for no reason at all. It all ties in. All the dreams always start stacking up. You know, you might be feeling pretty castaway from this reading right now. You might be feeling a little bit ungrounded. You got shaken up really bad. You've been trying to figure it out with your logical mind, your left brain. You can't piece it together quite right. But you've got to really lay off on that. It's not an algebra problem. It's something that you need to quiet down, and it will come to you. It's not something you're going to like dig out with a pickaxe. It's something that you're going to get quiet, and it's going to come to you like a bird landing on the windowsill, okay? So let me draw one more. This Ascended Master. Ascended Master. Ooh, okay. Got a little into this. Cramping up. All right. One more to wrap up your reading. My Sheshnags. Holy moly. So if this event happened, because for some of you, this could be something that was like a trauma or an event that changed your viewpoint from this Tree of the Cosmos, the Blasted Tower. It's like you're processing it in a deeper way right now. I'm seeing with this snail. Some of you, it could have just happened. Or some of you, it could be just part of this great awakening thing. But I'm seeing this as like, this is time to unpack something that you had to compartmentalize for a long time prior. And don't worry about getting too aggressive about unpacking it, because all you have to do is get quiet, and it's gonna kind of like release and unpack itself. Okay. So here we go. One more, please. There it is. Father, husband, brother, son, Osiris, who coincidentally, there are no coincidences, but coincidentally is also an Egyptian god, like Anubis, and is another god of the dead here. So maybe something to do with father, husband, brother, son. Maybe somebody passed away. Maybe you're mourning somebody who isn't even dead, which is like the worst kind. And you have to unpack that and maybe release it, let it go. I can tell you right now is even if like it's that last scenario I just described, the only way you're going to come to peace, even if this person is still alive, if this has something to do with a masculine figure in your life, you have to be able to let it go in order to heal. You can't be hoping for somebody to come back to you, whether that's in physical reality or whether that's in spirit, to talk to you. It's gotta be released in one way or another. I know, easier said than done. It's not something that, or they could be trying to reach to you from the other side, or this could be somebody that's still walking the earth right now. I don't know. It just, depending on your situation, that's what this has to do with, is some kind of masculine figure. Some kind of masculine figure that's very important in your life is what this is centered around some way and somehow. So I hope that rung a bell. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the reading right now. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Please don't leave my channel without subscribing. I sure do enjoy doing these readings. I hope you enjoyed listening to it, maybe half as much as I enjoyed giving it. Thank you so much, and it's Nico Iona signing off. Have a wonderful day, night, week, whatever time it is you're watching. Bye.